You're contradictory. Huh? It's all the same. It's weird.
This is Ben. Can I help you?
Hi, Ben. I'm logged on. Nobody's logged on yet. It's kind of strange though. It's 10:04.
Hello?
Hi, Ben. Ben, can you hear me? Okay. Yeah, I'm open. Have it open. Nobody's logged on. That's kind of unusual for 10:04. But log on, make sure I'm on the right one. Log on and see if I see you and just see if it's working. Okay. Hopefully I'm on the right one. There you are. I'm on the right one. Okay. Great. Right. have been two people logged on.
Okay, all right, Judge. Yeah, I had just called them and they were going to try and log on again because they said they were logged on. They were waiting for you to accept them.
Okay. It just rang, ding. We'll see.
Okay. Is it two other people and myself, Judge?
Yes.
Okay, good, good. Okay.
You need to each of you need to unmute and press the red microphone icon. Okay.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes. Ms.
All
Van,
right.
Yes,
yeah, you can hear me, I assume? Yes.
yes, sir.
If each of you raise your right hand, you swear the testimony you're about to give should be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God.
Yes.
Okay, Mr.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Mr. What your name on with Art Masters?
Yeah, Douglas Anthony Wolochek.
Wolochek?
Wolochek, yes, sir.
Mr. Wolochek, you brought the suit. You want to tell me what this is about?
Payment not paid for services rendered.
Okay, well, you're gonna have to present your case more than that.
Well, no, I mean, I have invoices and whatnot of artwork we framed for Kimberly, and she's received them, and I have yet to get payment on them. So I have copies of invoices and bills that we sent her for her and work tickets, and we haven't got paid on them. And you should have all those in exhibits, do you not?
Are they, Ben, I'm sorry, are they in the email or are they on, they're not, I don't see them on the case.
They're on the JP1 website or the.
Okay, okay, I got that up. Do you know, yeah, here we go. Okay, I want to, let's see here, I'm trying to find them. Okay, I'm going to share my screen.
Okay.
And then I will ask you to direct me what you want me to open. Okay, these are your exhibits. Can you see these?
Yes.
Okay, you want me to open the first one? Which one do you want me to open?
Sure, go ahead. The one that says 70219. I don't know which one that is.
I certainly don't know. They're your exhibits.
Okay. Okay. Well, I mean, you know, somebody, I'm not a computer person, so somebody scanned them in. So just go to the first one and I'll try to find it.
Okay.
For how much?
It's there. Can you all see this on the screen, what I'm seeing? The invoice?
No, I can't see the amount.
It says 323.88.
Okay, let me go to that page.
It's invoice number 15-373.
What's the invoice number?
373.
37334. Some money here. Take these apart. Yeah, why don't you go another one while I'm looking for that one?
Okay, we're at invoice number 15501.
For how much?
755.
Well, let me get the girl who put this together. Let me grab her. Give me 1 second. The girl who put a lot of this together is coming. I'm looking for invoice number. So this goes with here. What's the last invoice?
Well, the one open on the screen right now is 16-071.
Okay, 16. I don't know how she did this. Can you find that invoice?
You don't see them on the screen?
Well, I'm using my phone. I mean,
Oh,
I don't do Zoom. I've never done Zoom before. So
Judge, Judge, even if they're on their phone, they can zoom in. They can zoom in.
okay. Mr. Vanacek, I mean, Mr. Wolochek?
yeah.
Okay, so
Just touch the screen and you can open it up.
Okay, what is this one?
I can just go reprint it.
Oh, how come?
I'll just go reprint it real quick. But I have it zoomed in right here, so as they maneuver through, you could see it.
17,384. This one right here. Okay. All right. 17,384.
Yes,
Correct. Okay. So it has a balance of $1,002.19, I believe.
The balance shows 702.19.
Okay. Well, that's okay. Okay. So this is work we did with Kimberly for her client Celia Munoz.
Are we talking about invoice number 17-384?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and do you agree the balance is 702.19?
Yes, that's what it shows. 702.19.
Okay, go ahead.
So she had a client, I believe, out of El Paso, Texas, sent her some artwork for her gallery. She came in and picked moldings and how we wanted to mount them and whatnot for her show. And Kimberly said that the client was going to pay for all of it. And then the client said Kimberly was going to pay for all of it. So they split it, and I still haven't got Kimberly's share.
Is this the balance of 702 after you got the other half?
Well, yeah. 702.19.
Okay. Let's take one invoice by invoice. Mrs. Vanacek,
Huh?
what is your response to the invoice number 17-384?
This is an invoice that's incorrect. We did agree to pay half of it, and I know Celia did, and I made payments, cash payments, $200, $300 cash payments on this account. I went in there with cash, no card, and I handed the girl at the counter the money twice and asked her to apply it to the account. I was not using a debit card or checks at that time to come off of the account. I was using strictly cash. And he has a video camera system set up that could probably track that, but I went in twice with those payments of cash payments to pay it off.
You went in two different times, or you went in the same?
Two separate times to pay it down. Yes, sir.
Okay, well,
What dates?
That's my complete fault that I didn't get a receipt from the girl. But there was two separate days that I was working, that I went in to pay the balance down. So unfortunately, those cash payments are not reflective on this invoice by any means. I do have the email from the artist that does state that we were both going to pay it and split it in half. So that is correct. Yes, sir. Unfortunately, I would walk in and out of the store, the art store, on a lot of occasions, and I would just walk out without a receipt if I was paying that down. So unfortunately, that's, something on me, but I did go in two separate times with $300 cash payments.
okay. Well, Your Honor,
Yes.
Kimberly worked for she worked for me for a while, and she knows absolutely the procedures. Nobody walks out without a receipt, especially if it's cash. So, I mean, if you can't give me the date, I can't go back to the video. We sent you many letters and calls and saying, listen, let's take care of this. We can go over this, but you actually want me to go back 3 years? Maybe you should have that discussion 2 years ago when we started sending you bills.
I did try and talk with you, Doug, and you were very unapproachable.
Oh, Kimberly, please.
Okay, so let's go to the next. I'm going to bring up the next invoice on the screen. It's 16083.
Okay.
$70.
How much? $70? Okay. Okay, El Lopato, stretcher bar, back stretch. Okay, she came in and she wants something stretched for her.
Okay, Ms. Vanacek, your response?
That's not true. That is not for me. This, I've never seen this receipt ever. If you look at the date of 2016, and then you look at the date of the last invoice that he had, those there's a big gap in there. And so you would seem to think that if he was doing business with me on something that I can't even pay $70 for in 2016, why would he continue to do business with me further on down the line and give me things and quote unquote walk out the door without paying? So
Kimberly,
this I've never seen.
You had an
ever.
account here.
I'm sorry, I do believe it's my turn to speak. I've never seen this invoice, and I'm not gonna agree to this whatsoever. That you just let me walk out with all of these pieces all of the time and never pay and accumulate. It seems to be a pretty big number. So I don't know where this one came from.
Kimberly, I can go back and find thousands
Mr.
of dollars
Mr.
more.
Wolochek, speak to me. Don't speak to her directly. Just test.
Okay,
Yeah.
Your Honor, she was a struggling art gallery. I helped her out in many ways by, helping with installations, getting donations for her, help financing. I do have bills that she did pay in between there on and off. And a lot of it came up, well, I don't have the money, or I'm waiting for the artist. I didn't sell a lot at the show. I have probably $3,000-$4,000 more bills I'm going to put in there, like the gallery hanging system that I put in there that she returned after 2 or 3 years, and I only got half of it back.
That's not true either. And why bring up something that is not even part of this discussion? If you
Mr.
wanted
Vanacek, again, speak to me, not to Mr. Wolochek.
Sir, he's now bringing up things that aren't even part of this case, apparently. And he's bringing up misinformation and false statements, and I really don't appreciate it.
Okay, let's go to the next one. Is 16071 for $619.
If you look at, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Okay, what about it? We did a mono print.
You tell me.
Jason Lucero. You picked the frames, the mats, the glass, and everything.
Did she pick it with you?
Pardon?
Did she pick it with you?
I believe she picked it with my team. Well, can you find me the work ticket on here?
Anything else you'd like to state?
Well, no, I'm just saying she comes in. She's always had the ability to come and go from my place. She even worked here with me, for God's sakes. So, I obviously extended her more credit than I would anybody else, but I like Kimberly as a good person, and she was in a struggling art gallery, and I've helped a lot of people in the art gallery. But the idea I just made these fictitious moldings and mats up is ludicrous.
Yes, so if you look again at this date, this says 2015, 10/21/2015. Again, if I've been working with him the length of time that we were working together, and I had this starting out as 619 from 2015. And then you kept doing business with me for 4 more years without getting payment. That's not my fault, but I'm not saying I didn't pay this. This was a custom piece that was framed that I wasn't paying that. It was working with the person who purchased the piece. They were working directly, and I did not have the use of his credit card information or payment information for him to do that. That was going to be billed directly with Art Masters. I did pick up the piece and I had it shipped to Florida, but I had nothing to do with the transaction of the payment of it. I just connected the dots with the owner of who wanted the piece framed. And now, as far as the billing information, I gave him all the information to the couple that purchased it in Florida and all the contact information. And I'm not into billing his clients. I'm just kind of a conduit that would be able to bring people. But this isn't something, and again, back in 2015, why are you bringing it up now? And why all of a sudden is it my responsibility? This was not something that I took and kept. This was for a client that he was supposed to have built, not me.
Kimberly.
And speak to me, please.
Okay, Your Honor, I work with a lot of people who drop off artwork, and like Ross Landers was an interior decorator. He brings the stuff in, and I bill Ross Landers, and then he bills his client. Only because most of the people want to, I give people a discount, like Kimberly and Ross Landers in the industry, a 10 or 15% discount. And then Ross bills them for whatever he wants. I get the check, and then I apply the payment. Kimberly, you brought it in. You got a big discount on the piece. I have no idea if you billed your client or not, but you had credit here and you didn't pay it. It's standard policy, Your Honor, that people come in all the time. If your runner came in, or somebody came in and say, I'm doing this for XYZ, and they have a design industry or an art gallery, we frame it all up and we charge the person that walks in with it, if they're in the industry.
I wasn't charged for this. I didn't pay for this. This has been obviously going on for a long time. If it was that big of a deal, then again, Your Honor, you would think that maybe I would not be able to bring any more work in if I'm not paying bills from 2015. This is not a bill.
Did you send these invoices to Ms. Vanacek?
Absolutely.
Not the 2015 one. I've never seen
When
the
did you-
2015 one. The 2015.
Just a minute, Ms. Vanacek, let me ask a question, please. When did you send them?
It's our policy within invoicing them. They get sent out within a couple weeks. And Your Honor, Kimberly and I had a friendship, and I have friendships and relationships with all the people in my industry. And it's just standard practice when people come in for me to bill them, and they bill their client. And the previous one that was like $2,000, we begged and pleaded with her for 6 months to get some payment. And we called the client, and the client begrudgingly paid half of it and said, Kimberly said she was going to pay it all.
Okay, this invoice for 15599.
Yeah, the one for like the $700 one. I mean, Kimberly, we had a friendship. I love you.
Mr. Wolochek, look at the invoice we have on the screen. 15-599.
Can you move it up a little bit? 156. See where's one. Okay. Silent Prayers, Tino. That was for her, for one of her big shows. And she got a 30% courtesy discount. So she had big shows. I gave her basically costs because she was a friend and working with me. And I do things that, less than wholesale, and I still have to give it to her for free. It was a big Silent Prayers Tino print. and I remember the frame, and it was for her show.
Ms. Wilczek? I mean,
Yes,
Ms.
sir.
Sorry, Mrs. Vanacek, I'm sorry.
Again, I've never seen this invoice until right now. The date on here is 2015. Again, I come into question about an invoice that I've never seen before, and it's 2015, and right now we're in 2020. That these old invoices are when I basically my first year in my gallery. So that invoice is not familiar to me, nor have I seen that one before. I'm not saying he's making them up, but I'm saying I've not seen that. So I really don't have a comment on that. I'm familiar with the actual title of the art. But again, if there was an outstanding bill from 2015 and it's 5 years later, where are all of a sudden these invoices coming from? I'd like to address that he made a very off the cuff statement about gallery equipment that he installed, and I only gave him half of it back, which is completely false, completely untrue. Every single piece of anything he gave me, I gave back. I even offered to give back the screws to all of the pieces, and he didn't want that. He said I shorted him on the hangers, which I gave him everything back. So I mean, I don't want to have to bring that up simply
we'll worry about that
because
later.
I don't want to.
Now we're at invoice number 15501,
For how much?
457.55.
Okay, monoprint, Jason Turcaro. Yes, she came in. This is for late December 2015. As a piece of artwork she needed for her art gallery, and she got another 25% discount. $559 with a $140 discount. I mean, Kimberly, these were all sent to you, and if your mail is being Your Honor, if her mail is being stolen, that's not my issue. But we sent this all to her at least a year ago. All these, and never got a response. My comptroller called her numerous times, sent certified mail. We want to talk to you. We want to talk to you. You'll see those copies in your brief or your file.
You presented those?
I never received certified mail, sir. I do apologize for that. I've never signed.
Mr. Wilczek, you did send, those are here in your exhibits?
Here's some more certified mail right here.
I didn't
Okay,
sign for any.
Mr. Wilczek, just a minute, both of you all, just stop when I'm talking and let me ask the question.
Yes,
You submit those documents.
Yeah, I believe so. I mean, I have some certified mails right here.
Whether you have them or not with you, that doesn't mean you submitted them to the court, does it?
Well, Your Honor, that's for my comptroller to do.
Okay, well, with your comptroller, find out if you submitted them because I want to see them.
Okay, well, we sent more to her July 23rd, 2020.
Mr. Wilczek, do you understand my question?
No, I don't.
Did you submit them to the court?
I don't know. I didn't do the packet. My comptroller, she's not here today. But I do have signed and numbered certified mails for her.
I did not sign anything. I've never received any certified mail, sir. I've never signed for anything.
You have ability to scan those and submit those. So those should have been submitted to the court.
Sure, I'll have somebody scan them and send them to you right now.
They should have been sent. If you want something considered by the court, you got to send it to us. We don't
Okay, well,
screen and ask it, you look at this.
Here. Let me get you to the girl at the front, and she'll scan them and send them to you.
I don't need to get to anybody. This is your case.
Hold on 1 second. Lauren, can you scan these and send this over? Do we have an address or where you want me to scan these and send them to?
The same email you sent your other exhibits to.
Okay. Is that on there? So Katrina did it, not you. Okay, let me get my packet. Lauren, did you find it? Okay, it should be in this right here. She separated all the papers. So that'd be on.
My faxing or my emailing?
Scanning.
Okay, so probably send it right there.
Okay, jpcounty@gmail.com. Okay. I got JP1 El Paso County@gmail.com, correct?
Yes.
All right. So she's doing that right now.
Oh, hang on.
Okay, we have another invoice up.
Sure.
373 in the amount of 323.88.
Okay. That's black and white skulls. That's for like the another one for the Susan G. Komen Foundation. It was a charity event, so we donated a lot of the work and discount.
Ms. Vanacek?
Another invoice from 2015, again, 5 years later, that invoices are popping up that apparently he says that I didn't pay. I do apologize. I don't have all of those invoices in front of me to be able to refute, but it's another invoice from 2015 that has gone 5 years. And through the years of him saying, and for it's true, I have gone in there and paid off materials and other pieces, but to all of a sudden pop up all of these random invoices, sir, it's a little concerning for me. That is this really, like, maybe there's I for sure know that I can owe money on one of these invoices, but all of these other ones, I'm really.
Which one do you owe on?
The one where I said I made the cash payments, the two $300 cash payments. I'm in full agreement on that one. I'll pay what I owe on that. But
What are you
aside
claiming you owe on it?
the balance was 702, and it doesn't reflect my payments. So if he could do the math on here, I'll do the math. Originally it's 702 minus the 600, it would be 102.19. And I'd be willing to drop or send a check for that. I have no qualms about that, sir.
You got served with us back in August. You didn't contact anybody? You didn't contact Mr. Wolochek?
As in, like, served by you for a small claims
Yes.
court?
Yes.
No, because I just really didn't want to discuss it with him. I didn't want anything to be taken out of context and me trying to talk to Doug.
Why?
As you can see right now, it's not an easy conversation. And also he's holding artwork of mine, personal artwork that I purchased, that is still being held there. And whenever I went to go and make the cash payment, one of the cash payments of 300, I had asked if I could see my work because it's always been in the bins. And they're like, it's
So
not there.
When was this $300 cash payment made?
It was probably 2 years ago, sir.
Okay, and so what happened?
Then I don't know. I guess just life happened. But whenever I went and made the
You were
cash
there, you gave a cash payment. You
Yes.
obviously know what happened.
in terms of, I made the payment to pay the piece down, what I owe down, yes, sir. And I just failed to go back and pay the rest, 102.19. That's completely on me.
You've testified that when you went and made the cash payment,
Mhm.
had artwork of yours that they weren't releasing. So apparently there was some conversation about artwork.
No, the artwork wasn't there. My artwork wasn't there
Okay.
anymore.
How did you find that out?
Because when I asked the girl, can I see it?
Okay, there was a conversation. That's what the question was. What happened?
So the girl went where all of the artwork is, and she says it's not here.
Okay.
And I asked,
I assume you asked something.
I asked where it is and she said, I don't know. We'll have to
You
get back.
walked, you walked in, here's the $300 payment and said, where is it?
You can see
No,
this.
no, no. The $300 payment was to pay down this one bill. I believe it
Okay,
is invoice.
So there was a
17,384.
conversation with somebody there. What was the conversation?
My conversation is, here's $300 cash to pay down 17,384. By the way, do you still have my other artwork that I have here that's been in the bins on the side? And she said, let me check. And we walked around to the side to look to see if they were there. And she says, they're not here anymore. I said, okay, will you let me know where they are? She said, yes. That was the end of the conversation. I never got a call back to say where my artwork was, isn't there anymore or anything. And then basically after that, this is kind of where we are. And like I said,
You never followed up on it?
I waited to hear back from them and then,
My question was, did you ever follow up on it?
no, sir, I didn't. I just got a bill. I kept getting a bill for 17,384.
What bill?
This invoice on invoice number 17,384, where the artists, they kept sending me full invoices for 17,384. And I have the email from the artist that said that she was paying it down. And then I had gone in there myself. So they kept sending me invoices and I had gone in there and paid, but the invoice they kept sending me was the full invoice for
Okay, so-
17,384.
Which time did you have this conversation with her?
The same day I went in to make the cash payment.
Okay, you said you made 2 cash payments.
Yes, sir. I made them within 2 months of each other. I
Okay,
can't,
and again, my question was, which time did you have this conversation?
the very first time, sir, that I went in there, it was probably in May. No, I'm sorry. It was in April,
April of when?
22 years ago. So 2018.
Okay. And you had the conversation about your art.
Just the fact that the 2 pieces were still there. Could I look at them after I paid the 300 on the invoice? I knew my responsibility on the invoice, so I wanted to just pay it down. I've been closing my
You told
gallery.
you the art wasn't there.
No, it was not.
Okay, so then you went back another time.
And I just made the payment and I didn't have time to discuss anything. Talking with him is a little tough sometimes, and he
You
wasn't there
weren't
anyway.
talking with him.
He wasn't there anyway, but he's
You were talking
girl
with
behind
a girl.
right. The girl behind the desk isn't the one that you needed to talk to because she doesn't have the answers, and the bookkeeper wasn't in that day. The bookkeeper wasn't in every single day, so you couldn't get answers because the girl that does the books isn't there every single day. She only comes on designated days, or she used to come on designated days. So for me to have a conversation with the girl in the back who normally handles the books, she wasn't available the second day that I went. And then comes
Who did
the
you speak with the
invoice.
second time?
It was the same girl behind the desk. And when I asked if I could speak to the other girl about the outstanding,
Go ahead.
they told me that the girl wasn't in to do the books.
Okay, so here's a scan of a letter mailed out in 2020. UPS certified.
But it does, yeah.
Shadow Mountain, Shadow Willow. I'm sorry?
but there's no signature on that, sir. Whenever you do a certified, I used to do these a lot for a doctor I worked for. Well, you can use that all you want, but whenever someone signs for them, there's a copy that comes back. It's a green cardboard copy that comes back with the person's signature on it that says that they received it. He doesn't have that. I never signed it. I didn't get one of those.
Well, this is the invoice he admitted getting.
No. This is the one that I've had before. This is the one that I had before. I'm just looking at the one that you showed me. He said I signed for something. I didn't sign for anything.
Earlier, you just testified that you kept getting the statement for the full amount of the 702. This is that same.
That was in 2018, sir.
Okay, so this is the invoice you stated you got.
In 2018, yes, sir. But he's saying that I received a packet via certified mail. I don't know what is in that packet. I never got a packet via certified mail.
Okay, anything further from either side?
Well, Your Honor, I still have her original work tickets for for the time, some of the work tickets for when she came in. I can scan those and send you to it because they have all the details that match up to the invoices.
Okay, well, again, your evidence, you're supposed to submit your evidence beforehand, not, show it on a camera and expect
Okay.
to consider it when you show it before the camera. My judgment's for plaintiff for the amount of $2,329.52. I'll send it to both of you. Do we have both of your all's emails?
Yes, Judge, I have them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll send the
Thank you.
judgment.